Imagine taking your 10-month-old child to the doctors for a slight fever and getting told, oh, it's just a virus, they'll be fine in a couple of days. But after a couple of days, your child's fever is now 104 degrees and they have a rash over their entire body. You immediately rush to the hospital to find out your child has measles. You spend 3 long days in the hospital where your child's fever reaches 106 degrees and they can't eat and they can't drink. You're now worried that your child is not going to make it. This is a true story of Megan and Chris Campbell in 2008, where their son caught measles from a pediatrician's office because a child in there was not vaccinated. I'm here to talk to you today about the growing belief that the measles, mumps, and rubella vaccine is causing autism, and that it's untrue, and the consequences of catching a disease like measles are severe, and that people really need to vaccinate their children. I've worked with children for 8 years, and I love watching them grow. It would be heartbreaking for me to watch a child suffer from a disease like measles when it is very preventable, and I'm sure that would be hard for you too. So, let's first take a look at the claim of why people believe autism is caused by the measles, mumps, and rubella vaccine. Opponents of vaccine are basing their belief on the study of Dr. Andrew Wakefield. According to Diane Katz in her article, The Missing Link Between Vaccines and Autism, she states that Dr. Andrew Wakefield's study took 9 kids and showed that after getting injected with the MMR vaccine, that their digestive tracts became inflamed, and then toxins leaked into their bloodstream and went to their brain, causing issues like autism. However, in the same article by Diane Katz, she states that Dr. Andrew Wakefield took 9 kids who were already exhibiting autistic behaviors, and he was one of the leading witnesses in a case that was going to sue vaccine manufacturers. So as you can see, this wasn't a very credible source, and that the information is clearly false. Yet, people are still choosing not to vaccinate their children, even though the symptoms of measles can be very severe. Measles is one of the most contagious diseases. According to the American Academy of Pediatrics, the most common symptoms of measles are a rash all over the body and common cold symptoms. Also, you can get an ear infection or pneumonia, and in severe cases, you can get encephalitis, which is a brain infection. So now that you know some of the symptoms, let's take a look at how measles spreads and what some of the symptoms look like. Measles is very contagious and spreads easily, as you can see. And according to the American Academy of Pediatrics, if measles vaccinations were stopped, you could expect to see 2.7 million deaths worldwide because it's so infectious and contagious. And in the US, 20% of people who get measles are hospitalized. As you can see, the side effects are very severe and the symptoms are severe in some measles cases. Yet people are still fearful and are refusing to vaccinate their children based on the untrue claim that vaccines are causing autism. There is no scientific proof linking vaccines and autism. The original claim came from the preservative in vaccines, thimerosal, is made of 50% mercury. And people believed that this was causing severe brain issues like autism. However, the CDC states in a report from their article Concerns of Autism in 2001, they removed thimerosal from vaccines, and there was no change in the number of autism cases. So as you can see, there's no link proving that the thimerosal was causing autism, because the autism cases should have went down once the thimerosal was taken out, yet it wasn't. As you can see, scientific evidence shows there's no actual link between vaccines and autism. Now that you've learned why people believe vaccines cause autism, and the symptoms of getting measles, and the facts about how vaccines do not cause autism, I hope you see how important vaccines are. After hearing all the information, I hope you will take the time to consider the benefits and importance of vaccinating your children. Also, I hope you will talk to your friends and family to raise awareness of this issue and show that it is very important to vaccinate your children and there is no risk of them getting autism from the vaccine. It is imperative that we take every precaution to protect our family and loved ones and other people in the world from having to go through such an unfortunate event like the one that Chris and Megan Campbell went through, because it is very preventable and it is important to just vaccinate your children.